Good evening. It's 9:30. I hope we have a couple of people on with us. I'm hoping that we get a a regular group um, because when people come on and off, unless you go back and watch the streams, that you will get kind of confused or maybe left back. Which we're trying to make sure that everybody has the information. So whenever we have people who are like regular viewers that you receive all the information. The announcements, I always do these first. So um, I am scheduled for the podcast with Native Chalk Talk at CHOCTALK, and that is also on Bigfoot for the Choctaw people. You can find that on stream. Also, um, again, I do have the Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch page on Facebook. You'll find it with parentheses, antlers, and surrounding areas. Hello, Cliff, and hello, Cindy. That you're using your boyfriend's name, and that always throws me off for a second there. But good to see you back, Cindy. I'm just catching up with the announcements real fast. Um, and also, I do have another Facebook page, which is called the Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN, Woman and Son Center and Database. You can find those also on Facebook. Um, the next day or two, I haven't got word today, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tuesday. But I do have a friend. Hello, Cliff. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Um, I have a friend who's going to be visiting, and he also may be on here tonight. His name is Malcolm. If you see his name on here, he's a very good guy. He also has had experiences with Bigfoot in the mountains here in the Kamishi, or maybe the Owachita. Um, but he is supposed to be here tomorrow, but I'm thinking Tuesday because we haven't had contact today. So I'm thinking it's going to be Tuesday, and I'm going to take him around the areas here and show him the traps that are around here that people don't know, people don't see. But I'm going to show him some of the trap areas that these Bigfoots are using around here, and also their signs, their scrapes, their symbols, prints, and things like that. Then we're going to go out to another place, which I haven't scouted before, but I have had information that there are Bigfoot out in this area also. So we're going to go and do a little tracking out there. He's a good guy. I'm glad he's coming over to visit, and I'm glad we're getting to share this live stream and information. Um, the other announcement that I want to make, I have developed a healing chart booklet. Um, I got word today. Another friend has passed. One of the people who are on here also, who is one of the regular viewers, she is also going to a wake because of COVID-19. My friend, which is a very good friend of mine, she has also, she thinks she's contracted, but she hasn't got tested, but a lot of people around her have been. So I don't know for sure either, but I'm helping her with healing, and you're going to see that she's going to recover quicker than anybody who's ever recovered. Um, and I'll be going over this. I'm doing it like an emergency live stream in place of everything tomorrow with this healing booklet. I want to go over this with you. I want to teach everyone here how to heal themselves. And then once you learn how to heal yourself, you can also heal other people, which includes your family and friends. And that's what I'm really want. I've been trying to get this to the Choctaw Nation, but I've hit every roadblock that they could throw at me. But I'm still going around. This is another way. If we can't get it directly to them, then we'll go around. We'll put it on YouTube so everyone can benefit, not just the Choctaw people. And they've all recovered. So far to date, I've cured cancer, diabetes, thyroid, cancer, high blood pressure, lupus, COVID, anything that you can think of, I can heal. And you will learn how to heal. Also, I use the stars, I use the energies. For me, um, Earth has everything we need to heal ourselves. We just haven't been taught. We've been taught to trust the doctors, which is something I'd never do. Um, and I've had people who were in the hospital who contacted me, and I wanted them to start this healing treatment, but they said that the doctors are taking care of them, and they passed in 2 weeks. Which that to me that's unacceptable. Um, yes, Brian. I always try to let everybody know that this is Central Time Zone. This is at 9:30 p.m. Um, it is 10:30 there in Florida, and I believe it's 10:30 in in the New York time too, because I have some friends up there who watch, but they're also at 10:30. So I want to reiterate and to please watch tomorrow night. It's about healing. I know this is the Bigfoot channel, but I've got a lot of friends who has either passed or contracted. Um, oh, okay, Cliff. Uh, and so I don't want them to go through this COVID-19. And I know it's a bad virus, but I know the virus and I know how to kill it. There's different ways too. The other way is resident frequencies. But once it's inside you, we need to have your body attack the virus. Right now, people are letting the virus attack the body. And this healing booklet, the healing that I've been teaching, and I've been teaching this for many years, that it will attack the virus. Your body will become a weapon. And that's what we want for everybody. We don't want anyone sick. We don't want anyone unhealthy. Like I said, I've cured everything that has come in contact with anybody, and I've learned it using the medicines. I've used energies, and I learned all this out on my travels, and I brought it back to my nation to heal everyone here because it's rampant diabetes and now COVID is going crazy. But the tribe, the chiefs, the business departments, at first, since I was living on a reservation, I wasn't paying taxes. So when I came back here to try to get a small, forgivable loan from the tribe, they denied me. So I couldn't get everyone. I couldn't get their immune system up before the COVID hit. And so COVID has taken out a lot of my friends and family, and it's still out here. But the next year, well, they told me it's because I didn't file my taxes. So the next year, I mean, right then, I could have started, healing people and getting their immune systems way above to their highest maximum capacity. And then I don't know what that was, but the the tribe. So I told him, I said, okay, so I've got my income tax ready to file. I'm applying for that forgivable loan again, so I can begin healing people because now people are sick. And then I only worked a little while because COVID hit, and I walked out of this job that I had because COVID was in that facility, and a lot of people did contract, but I didn't. So I did contact the tribe. So I got the um, income tax ready to go. So I'm applying for that loan. Is there anything else that I might need to know that might prevent my getting this loan and helping the people? And then the business department said, well, did you make $32,000 last year? And I said, of course I didn't. COVID is here and I'm not working right now. So the tribe denied me again. So I wasn't able to get my people this information, which would have saved their lives. It will still save more lives, and people will not be sick. But I was denied by the tribe. So this is the only way I can think of right now to reach a lot of people, to attack the virus. Um, we need your body to fight for you. My body fights for me all the time. You may come in contact, you may get a day or two of sickness, but your body will kick it out. Your body will destroy it. Your white blood cells will engulf it, and get rid of it. So I know that this healing system works, and I'm going to share this with you tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. And like I did say, I know this is a Bigfoot channel, and I want everyone to become an expert at this. But tomorrow, if you tune in at 9:30, or at least watch this next tomorrow night's stream, you will also become an expert at healing people. This system works. Every person who's used it has healed. I have many people who could testify to this, and which, of course, um, that's something I really like doing, is helping people. And like today, I was talking to a friend, which is on here. He comes on here from time to time through another channel, and I was explaining that, my father passed of cancer, my mother passed of cancer, while I was on all these journeys and traveling around the world trying to find everything to bring it back home. Um, People did pass, and even my parents did pass. So not from COVID, but from cancer, which now I know I could have healed them if I knew all this before that time. So I also talked about yesterday or the day before about how when you speak the truth, things will be put in front of you. People will be put right in front of you to help you. And when I was explaining today, um, to a friend on the internet, about my travels, and how I found all these things and how I use them now, that it did bring up old memories of my parents. And, I was feeling just a little bit low. And so I came in here and I started working on what we was going to be talking about tonight. And I had the music up, and I could barely hear a knock, and then it was like a pounding knock. So, I thought it was one of my friends who just knew that I was listening to music while I was working. So I got up and I ran into the next room and answered the door. As soon as I opened that door, it was a little girl who, I also in the mornings, wait with her at the bus station because her parents are friends of mine, and she doesn't have someone there. And if I wasn't able to do this, that they would always be late for work, which causes problems, and that they might lose their job. So they asked me to help out, so I did volunteer. And so I see her every morning, and whenever we first met, and I was waiting on the porch for them to come out because I don't go into their house because it's a female. The husband is already left for work, so it's just the mother and the child. So I don't go inside the house. I have a chair outside. I just sit on the chair and wait for them to come out. And so when the little girl comes out, first time she met me, she'd asked me who I was and everything. And I told her, I said, I'm your bodyguard. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to make sure you make it safe to the bus, and that you have no problems, and that you don't have to worry about anything. And then her mother was, laughing and talking. And she said, yeah, he's here to watch you and take care of you, so I can go to work. So I haven't seen them since last week. And right whenever I got through talking, I was in here kind of getting everything ready. I still had those feelings of being a little low because I was thinking about my parents again and everything that they sacrificed, to get me to where I am. They supported my travels and everything, in every way possible. And so I'd always come back and I'd always teach them all I knew. And so I was feeling that little downtime, and while I was in here working, that door was pounded, and I went and opened the door, and it was, the little girl and her mother and their pet dog. And the little girl just gave me this big smile, and she gave me this big hug, and that just lifted everything away. So I always speak the truth. What if you need something, it'll be there for you, and that's what I needed today. So I'm back on track. Um, Uh, we did the announcements, and I did want to take that little time with you to just to show you how energy works and how speaking the truth works. So if you're ever in like a need or something, and it could be just like I was talking about today, it doesn't have to be monetary or financial, but um, someone or something will always be there right in front of you, and you just have to acknowledge them. And that's where she was. She was right in front of me, and that's all I needed. And now I'm ready to carry on again. I'm glad to see everybody is here. Hello, Malcolm. I just talked about you. Faith, um, I know you're busy, and I keep you in my thoughts too. But we are going to do that uh, healing tomorrow. Tonight, I want to talk about the second part of the story, um, the Legend of Time. But tomorrow is very important to me, and I hope to you for you to come tomorrow and learn how to heal people and to heal yourself. A lot of people have sicknesses, ailments, and aches. Um, uh, there was one person who only followed this for a week and a half, and they quit doing it, and they're having some problems now with their body. Um, but it the system regenerizes um, and repairs your body. And we will go over more of that tomorrow. But she was the only one who hasn't fully went through with the program. And I always tell people give it 3 months, then have a doctor's checkup, and you'll see everything has changed, leveled out, and your balances will be back to normal. And if you're borderline or if you have a sickness, you're going to see a decline in that sickness. The more you use it, it will go away. It was great. Um, it was great hearing from another friend just the other day. She was borderline. She was having problems. She did the 3 months and she followed it exactly. Now she has, the doctors have no worries or concerns about her. Her blood pressure is back to normal. She went to a cardiologist because they was worried about her heart too. The cardiologist said our next appointment will be in a year instead of every 3 months because her heart rate is back to normal. Everything in her body is back. The balance is there. The doctors have no more worry about her. I've cured people like this. Now I'm voluntarily going to teach you how to heal yourself and heal others. And like I said, I've been trying to get this to my people, but I've hit those roadblocks. So I'm going around over under anyway. I'm going to people's houses, offering. I'm doing whatever I can to help everybody, and this will build your immune system to its highest energy level. So your immune system is going to go just be super strong for you. So these sicknesses cannot live in an energized, electrified body, and that's what we're going to make your body do. So remember that tomorrow night, 9:30, you're going to learn how to heal everybody, and you're going to learn how to heal yourself. Give it 3 months, but I would recommend. Well, unless you've already got your checkup, keep that checkup, and when we do the 3 months, go get you another one, or if you're scheduled for another one, you'll see, and the doctors will ask you what you're doing, and you can always refer them and teach them how to do this, which I've been teaching doctors too. I've been teaching diabetic clinics, but they won't instill it until says it's okay to instill it. So again, they won't let me heal people because it does interfere with their monetary revenue with the pills and the shots, which we don't need. But we're going to go around that too. We're going to find a way, and tomorrow night we're going to teach everyone how to heal. So it's good to see everyone here: Mr. Mills, Faith, Cliff, Malcolm, Brian, um, Bim, Jim. Um, he says eat wild berries. Uh, that's true in a way. Um, like whenever I was talking to the chief here, I was telling him, we need to heal people and we need to, get them better. And he told me, well, people just need to eat better, which which is true. Which is true. Everybody does need to eat better, but um, they didn't tell us what to eat. What will make us better, and so I had to go out and find what made everybody better. But this system is designed for one person, and that's you. So and it's designed for everybody, but it's designed for one specific person at a time. So what works for you is not going to work for somebody else. And I'll tell people that a family of four, you're this person, unless you're born on the same date, you can eat the same foods. Eating together as a family is the best way to do it, but don't everybody eat the same food. Uh, because your deficiency, we all have a natural deficiencies. We all have three natural deficiencies. So you may need asparagus. The son may need broccoli. The daughter may need cabbage. The husband may need strawberries. So a family of four, unless you have the same birth date, you will all have different plates. You will all have different foods on your plates because your deficiencies are different from the next. The diabetic clinic had told me that they give one pill to everybody, and they know that that is wrong because everybody is different. And I also explained that to them too. The diabetic people are using this system, but they're still giving the diabetic patients what the government has told them to use. So while the leaders are getting better and healing, they're still giving the general public the pills and everything that's making them sicker. So I'm going to go over that, get around that. Um, Paranormal says just eat raw meat and dairy. No, my healing system has no meat in it. Um, but a lot of people are going to um, think that you're going to get a protein deficiency, but my system won't let you do that because you have to eat the hemp seed hearts. And you can also look that up. It's the only one that produces the fatty and amino acids that you need. So you won't get a protein deficiency. This is the only way you can become a vegetarian. And when you become more of a vegetarian, which I do eat meat from time to time, but not like everybody else. Um, I have different uh, a diet. I eat more plants, but I eat specific plants. And a lot of people will just eat any plant, but we can't do it that way. We've got to eat specific plants with specific minerals that we are deficient in. And I'm going to teach that tomorrow. Um, we're going to go over quite a bit tomorrow. Uh, Paranormal stories wants to know my blood type. It's O pos. Um, my blood, since I'm O positive, and if you find out or check it out, the O positive, O negative blood can heal everybody. It can help everybody. But I cannot accept an RH blood. I cannot accept a B or an A. Can be used for anybody in the world. Okay, so if you haven't watched the first part of this story, The Legend of Time, this probably won't make sense to you. So if you haven't done that, you're going to hear this. Um, Also, when you're done watching this, go watch the first part. But um, I do want to, before I start this, um, I want to stress that there is a difference between hearing and listening. And even whenever when I'm talking, and I'm going to start with the story in just a minute, or the second part of this story. But I want you to listen to the story. It's very important, and you have to know this to keep going forward. because the further we go, if you don't know the rest, it's gonna throw you all out of whack. You're gonna have more questions, but at least we're making these videos to where you can go back and hear them. So remember, there's a difference between hearing and listening, because if you're just hearing me, that means that you got the radio on, you're typing, you're talking to someone else on here, um, you're leaving comments, which is okay, but at least let's listen to the story, and then we can get to a few more things or about tomorrow. Um, but when you're listening, your eyes are forward on whatever you're paying attention to. Your ears are listening to every word. Um, but whenever you start thinking of how this pertains to me, or this reminds me of, or I know a guy who, that means you're not listening. You haven't heard a word I said. Um, and that's where I have problems with these camps that I give sometimes. People will always say, that reminds me of this, or that means that they're not listening, because if you're thinking, you're not catching that knowledge. You're not listening, and it's not coming in. You're not absorbing it. So I do stress that we do listen. Um, I won't. I won't be too long, but I did want to stress all that because I, I do the healing presentations for many groups and many people. It's natural to me. I'm my body levels are all right there. My immune system is the highest that we can get to. Um, I haven't been sick in 10 years, probably. I'd say 10 to 12, maybe 15. Um, I did get allergies once, and but it was kicked out in about 2 days. That's why I always say, if you do get around people who may be sick, you may catch something, but your body will kick it out. So always remember, after about 2 days, it's going to be gone. It's going to be kicked out. And cancers and things like that, it will go away because it cannot live. Cancer cannot live in an electrified energy body. Okay, now I'm going to back up just about a paragraph um, to start from the last part one. Then we'll go into part two. Um, okay, everybody, just at least listen to this part before we type and we do things. Um, move forward. And for you to become that expert, you need to know everything that happened before time began. And we're getting to that part. Sky Woman does let her hold of her mid. Oh, no, sorry. Sky Woman does not let her hold of her midsection go and is paralyzed, subdued and captured as the sun has been. She has been turned away from the sun. The creature begins to also use a sticky line and also bends the moon over backwards and begins to encase Sky Woman into a ball. Protected by Mother Earth, Earth continues to develop. The people of man began to be created from the earth, spiritual beings in a dream world. Part two. The attack was throughout each world of the cosmic. Uh, sorry. The attack was throughout each world of the spiritual cosmic animals. The attack of the deceivers were subduing and feeding upon each world. The great rabbit is still being pursued, as too the great rabbit followed the path of light also to the moon. Worlds being fed upon in the sky world, as Mother Moon is being fed upon as the sun. The great rabbit found the portal of the moon and entered down the rabbit hole to earth. With the deceivers still in pursuit, the great rabbit too found earth being created. The world of earth is in the creation time, but man is advanced with all the knowledge of the spiritual world. In the beginning of creation, man has the power of all inside himself and stored safely. Man has become a living, spiritual, powerful, physical being. Eons pass as civilizations form in an instant. The cosmic spiritual place of earth is only for man, as each spiritual world of the great cosmic animals' worlds are only for each of the cosmic animals. Man watches as each spiritual cosmic animal arrives. The cosmic baby being Earth now becomes the home and caregiver of all the cosmic animals. There is plenty for all, and peace is abundant. As man cares for all, a cry is heard above man. The great serpent has arrived above. The great serpent has arrived. The great serpent has arrived. Has the great serpent has arrived above and to the moon, curling up around the deceiver. The great serpent is bit over and over as the struggle of life is fought for. With each bite of fire, flashes of light and the sounds of pain is heard to us below. As man looks above, he can see the battle of life. The great serpent rose and rose, protecting the moon. Battle after battle is fought in each spiritual world. The great serpent stops moving. The great rabbit who is inside the moon finds the cosmic baby being Earth and enters into one of the portals to Earth. Down, down, down the rabbit goes into the portal of Earth. The deceivers are still in pursuit of the great rabbit as the great rabbit arrives to Earth's realm. Earth is shaken. The world begins to move. The worlds above begin to fade. Man, who is looking above, watches the battle of life between the great serpent and an unseen attacker come to stop. The great serpent is slowly turned over to a death roll and placed upside down. The earth shakes again and again. The great serpent moves one more time and falls downward and falls upon Earth's face, also to protect Earth by falling between Mother Moon's hands. The great serpent sacrifices for Earth and lays across Earth to this day. The great cosmic animals watch the battle also as man does. One sharp appendage is seen sliding over the body of the great serpent. Then another sharp appendage comes over the body of the great serpent. This is the first time man has seen such a creature. All the sky animals are in the earth's realm. Is a gruesome, horrific sight. The deceiver's sharp appendage strikes the cosmic baby being Earth in the left eye. As Mother Moon is pulled upside down and backwards, so too is Earth, into the depths of the dark, murky waters of the deceiver. Darkness covers half of Earth's face, as the world falls into catastrophe by being pulled over and backwards. The world shakes. Um, Part three. Now we're getting to um, now we're getting to when time began. So right now we're talking about before time began. I'm not going to do part three tomorrow, which will get us to the development of the Bigfoot. Part three will be today's Sunday. That'll be done on Tuesday evening. Tomorrow, we're doing the healing booklet because I do want to teach everyone how to heal. And I'm going to get this also to a lot of friends. I do care a lot about a lot of people, and I do see that I can't reach them all at once. And people are still a little skeptic, even though I know it works. It's just that everybody's been taught, trained, programmed to trust the doctors. The doctor's right. But if you do go to a doctor, listen to their words. If they say, we don't know what the problem is, we're going to try this. Let's see how this goes. Let's increase it. Let's change it. Let's give you a different prescription. That means they don't know. But I do know how to heal people. I have talked with doctors and diabetic clinics. Um, they want to use it and give it to the people, but the corporations, the chiefs, will not allow even our people to have this. It does cut into their monetary revenue if we no longer need pills or injections. This will build your immune system up. You will heal. If you've got cancer, diabetes, thyroid, lupus, anything, you will be healed. And you'll be able to learn this and teach your family and friends, which I do recommend that you share this. I'm sharing this. It took me a little while. It cost me a lot to get all this information. I did go through a lot of things. Um, Brian Merrick, when will the next test be? We're going to go over the test. We'll do another test, but let's wait till we get through until we get to the Bigfoot. That development. We still have to go through the dinosaurs. We still have to go through a lot more before we get to the Bigfoot. But it's all connected. And right now I'm taking you from the beginning to when time began, and then the development of the predators. But if you're listening, that you can already pretty well know that that's where we're headed through this story. The story is not like you would hear a normal story, but just give it a chance because it is the truth. It's only that you haven't heard this before that it may not make sense, but to me it makes perfect sense. These charts, they make perfect sense. The Aztec sunstone, the Egyptian hieroglyph, everything makes perfect sense to me because it tells the truth. And once we get to the Bigfoot, I will pull out the charts. I'll show you. You'll be able to read these charts. You may not be able to read hieroglyphic inscriptions right now, but when I get to the Bigfoot, I'll pull those charts out. We'll do a test on the charts because you're going to know how to read these ancient hieroglyphic inscriptions. Whenever somebody pulls out a picture of the Egyptian Dendra zodiac, or if you ever go to Israel, you're going to know what every symbol is, and you'll be able to read the inscriptions. The Egyptians, they're going to want to know who you are, where you got this information. The Vatican would want to know. Your presidents would want to know. Your head leaders of the world would want to know, because you're not supposed to know this information. You're not supposed to know how to truly read hieroglyphic inscriptions or these stones. You're not supposed to know this. But I'm going to share that freely with you. And when we get through, here in a couple of days, by the end of the week, you're going to be reading hieroglyphic inscriptions. You're going to understand all the ancient stones and the manuscripts, and you're going to understand the Bible because the Bible has a lot of astrology, which it also tells this same story. But this story's already been told. The Bible is teaching you about what's going to happen here. But we're not going to let that happen because when the good oversees the evil, the good always wins, and we know we're always going to win. We're just going through, we're watching everything unfold. But for me, I'm watching everything unfold. I see everything happening. I see the way it's been planned, but I also know the ending. I also know that we can get there before. But a lot of people don't want you to know this. They want you just watching football, going to games, and having parties. They don't want you to know this is a spiritual world where I'm going to stop right there because this story is going to share all of that with you, and you're going to understand that when we get part three. And we'll finish up with part three on Tuesday. Tomorrow we're doing the healing, and I also got a friend coming in town, and we will go and do some tracking. We'll do some filming. I'll post that also of what we find and where we're at so that you see that these creatures are everywhere, even around here in this small town, that people will argue that there's no such thing as a Bigfoot. But I can show you where the tracks are, where the traps are. I can show you them if we get lucky enough to get out there plenty of time. Because we're not looking for altercations right now. We're just showing you these things are real, where they're at, what to look for, how to be safe out there, that you can still enjoy life, still enjoy camping and fishing and everything like that. But at least you'll know what to look for so you can enjoy that without any problems. I want to thank everybody. Faith, it said she put that sounded like a pole shift at the end of the part 2 story. That's what we're told. That's what we're told these things are is a pole shift, but it's not a pole shift. If you listen to the story, Earth is a living cosmic being. When it's turned, it's just like you. If you were turned, there's catastrophes that will happen. But if you know the truth, if you live the truth, when catastrophes happen, you're already, and this is why I'm stressing that when you speak the truth, you will be connected with all the energies of Earth. You will be connected spiritually with Earth if you speak the truth and live the truth. When these catastrophes happen, you won't be affected. You'll be in an area that doesn't be affected. It's like I tell people, it's like the hairs on your head. If you turn your head real fast, there's a lot of the hair that's going to go all over the place. But the small ones that are real close, they move with the earth, or they move with your head. But there are ones that are not fully connected or close to that. So like you turn, your hair will go somewhere. But spiritually, you will be connected and you will be protected. And this is how protection works. This is how truth works. Truth protects you. Don't worry about anything. Everything will be there in front of you, will be placed in front of you, or it will be a person or be an object. You're welcome, Faith. I've been wanting to give all this information to a lot of people for a long time. And this is just the opportunity to give all this information to you. I do appreciate everyone who is able to follow this and watches the videos, because I'm taking you from the beginning to the Bigfoot now. And so I want you to understand everything about it, because you won't have any questions. You won't guess anymore. And when you hear about all these other Bigfoots or experts or encounters. People have encounters. People have those encounters because they don't know all this. They don't know what to look for, so they walk into traps all the time. They I've seen that they email their stories in to people and all these other broadcasters. They do read those stories, and they are good stories, but they are dreadful, kind of nervous stories because people should not be in that situation. But if you don't know all this, then you will get yourself into those situations, and that's what I want to avoid. And I don't want you taking your family into an unsafe location. So tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. I'm going to teach you how to heal people, and I want you to really listen because you are going to learn how to heal yourself. You're going to be the only healthy people around. You're going to be the only people who are going to probably get ridiculed for not taking the shot or not doing as everybody else does, because I've seen that happen. I've even seen people get talked into taking shots and things like that when they didn't need it. And people give their shots to kids when the kids don't need it. You can heal yourself. You can build your immune system to its highest level. Your bodies will energize. Your pH levels will rise above 7.5. Your deficiencies will disappear. And when that happens, your body just ramps up. Your sleep patterns are going to change because your body don't need to be sluggish anymore. You're going to have more energy. And like I said, no disease can live in an electrified, energized body. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to build you the strongest weapon that you can be against any sickness. I want to thank everybody again. I've had a great time again. That was part 2. We're going to do the healing tomorrow, and then we'll finish up with part 3. And then we're going to take another test because I want to make sure that everybody has understood the story. And then there may be some questions, which is great. And we can have a night of just answering the questions about the story. That's all I want to do for right now, because I want you to understand every bit of it, how it happened, where we're at. And this also will go against any flat earth theory, any round ball theory that the scientists of the world will give you, because they will not tell you the truth. You'll be able to crush those theories easy. Like me, I always laugh at the scientists and the doctors and like I always talk about the PhD people. I always laugh at them because they don't know all this. And if you don't know this, why are you teaching or giving opinions or suggesting to other people if you don't know the entire truth? So I'm going to close tonight. I've had a great time, and you're welcome, Malcolm, and I hope to see you. Contact me. Let me know when you're coming. I've already got some places that I want to show you, and you're gonna like these places too. Make sure you bring a camera. I'm not going to be able to do a live broadcast because I only have internet here at the house. But if you have a web access to a stream or to be able to broadcast, or go to YouTube Live or something like that, I recommend that we get our stuff ready, because there are traps here around this small town. These Bigfoots are very close, and they're eating all the animals up. And the only thing left after that is either they move on or they start taking a couple people. So that's what we want to avoid. We want to protect everybody, and we want everybody to be safe out there. Can a person go through portals? Yes. Many people have went through portals. But you have to understand what's on the other side of that portal. Every world has been attacked. If you're listening to the story, you know that we don't need to be going through portals, because there's nothing except the dark, murky waters, worlds that are infested with these deceivers, and we'll get to those. And these deceivers, do come in periodically. And this is during the solstice and the equinox because those are portals. I also teach that also in astrology. Like one is the spring, the fall equinox, the summer solstice, and the winter solstice. Those are all portal times because when the sun comes in, it bounces back in April, which is the beginning. And we'll get maybe I'll have to teach astrology one night or a couple of nights so that everybody understands those two. But the word April is also in Spanish is abril, which means to open. That's a portal. Um, the summer solstice, which is uh, crab. It's the Cancer time. And if you look, I'm going to show you real fast. But if you look right there, that's the boat. I hope everybody could see that. I'm not sure if everybody did. But that's the crab. And crab spelled backwards is bark or boat. If you put an O behind it, barco in Spanish is boat. And what do boats do? They go through. That's a portal. They go through into the ports or a porthole. That's barco, crab. That's for the summer solstice. For Libra, which is the fall equinox, Libra spelled backwards is abril, which means to open. It's another portal. Um, the winter solstice, that's Capricorn, Apri, Abril, open. It's another portal. We just have to know all these names, and you have to know the Spanish names of them because most of this is written in Spanish but translated into English. So if you know Spanish, a lot of this will make more sense if you put the Spanish words there. Um, but yes, people can go through portals, but I don't recommend anybody trying to go through portals because there's only predators out there right now, and that's also where this story is going to help a lot of people understand the spirituality of Earth and the spirituality of what we haven't been taught. Um, okay, so I'm glad everyone was here tonight. I'm going to end this broadcast. I'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30 with the healing booklet, and I'm going to teach you how to heal yourself and to heal others, and give it 3 months. If you follow it exactly, you'll know that this works. You'll be your own proof. And that's what I tell everybody. Be your own proof. Follow the system. Give it 3 months. Go get it checked out. Go get your levels checked out. And you'll see you are your own proof that this works. So thank everybody for coming in tonight. Malcolm, Brian, Mr. Mills, Faith, Michelle. Well, thank you, Cliff. I appreciate that. And I do appreciate everyone who's getting to be like a regular so that you can get all the information yourself. Nobody has to try to lie to you. Nobody, if you see another channel, they're just going to give you opinions or questions, more questions or a suggestion. But sense to them because they haven't studied, they haven't learned the way you have, getting it from someone who knows. So you're going to have more information than any Bigfoot expert out there. You're going to have more information than any broadcaster, anyone who's ever wrote a book or had a video put out or does presentations at conferences. You could go to a Bigfoot conference and blow them out of the water. But that, like most they do with me, they'll have you removed from that building. they'll take you off of their broadcast. They'll put you in Bigfoot timeout, as I call it, or they won't even acknowledge you because you are contradicting everything that they know. You have facts that they know. You have the truth. And a lot of these experts don't want people who know more than they, or the people who know the truth. A lot of people don't want those people. They want everybody to live the way the happy lie is, and so that they can put things past you. But when you know the truth, nothing can get past you. You can see everything, and you know everybody's intentions, and you'll be you'll be kind of like in my canoe also, because uh, when you say that you're an expert, but you know all this, and you know the beginning, you know the formation of a Bigfoot, you know what it is, it's DNA, you know all that. Um, People will question you like crazy, but they want to give you a question like, what does a Bigfoot sound like? What? Or they'll say, prove it, or that video or that picture that you have is not real, or why is it blurry? Um, but they won't go out and get the information themselves, or they haven't listened to this broadcast, and you're going to know more than any Bigfoot expert out there. So please come back, stay with us. We're going to get you to the Bigfoot. We're getting there little by little, because we want you to understand everything. And I know that you're all going to be Bigfoot experts out there. And if we have a lot of Bigfoot experts out there, then everybody will learn correctly. Everybody will be able to protect themselves. Tomorrow, if you tune in, you'll be able to heal, anybody in your family. And I do recommend that once you learn this, you get started right away, because you need 3 months to heal, to correct your deficiencies. Also, with people who are sick now, get them started on it. They're not going to know what you know. They're not going to trust this, because the doctor has told them, take this pill, take that pill, or we'll inject you. Everybody's been taught to trust the doctor. And the doctor, if you listen to a doctor, he'll tell you that he doesn't know. He'll say, let's try this, give it this much time. If that don't work, we're going to try this. He doesn't know how to heal you like I do. They've only been taught by the books what pill to give you for an ailment. It's only to treat you. It's not to heal you. So tomorrow night, you will learn how to heal, and you will learn how to heal others. Thank you again. I've had a great time again sharing all this information. And remember that story. Go back to the first, read that part. This is the second part. We're going to be healing tomorrow, and the day after that, we'll finish up with the third part. Thank you. Have a great night, and be safe out there.